When I rang Mum and Dad to tell them I had breast cancer 2 days after we'd been in Brisbane. And Mum said, "Don't worry, darling, we'll storm heaven." Because for Mum, the prayers can fix everything, all right? Anything going on, anything bad going down, pray to the big fella. And I got a handwritten note from Mark Scott, the managing director of the ABC, which I thought was incredibly kind. A cynic would say, well, he'd have to do something. But to get a handwritten letter from someone... I finished work when I went to have the babies because I wanted to stay home and look after them. But he wrote me a handwritten note saying I was part of the ABC family, and I just thought that was really tremendous. I got regular calls from my friend Pip Courtney from Landline to tell me what was in fashion, which was very helpful. Because at my house, tracksuits were in fashion. And my neighbour Shane, this great big lumbering 6'5" guy from over the road who worked on oil rigs, used to come and see me every fortnight when he was home just to see, "You all right, mate? You all right, mate?" "Yes, I'm fine." And my fabulous neighbour from next door, Damien, who was this tradie, who was married and had 3 little girls, rocked up at the door after he found out. I opened the door and there's Dames all dirty from work, 3 green cans, VB cans. "Oh, mate, I'm so sorry, mate." Then we had to drink the VB. I'm telling you, it wasn't beer and Skittles. So the reactions to chemo can be split into 3 amongst women. A third will fly through it, a third get through it, and a third struggle. And I was really lucky to get through it pretty well. It was like morning sickness. Oh, I don't know what sort of morning sickness you guys had, but it was exactly like the muddy mouth and the sort of car sick nausea. Oh. And my sister-in-law, the first night I had chemo, the darling, brought me apricot chicken. That's all right. I love apricot chicken. I loved apricot chicken. And I went to chemo and I came home and thought, this is all right. I feel great. I feel starving. So I got stuck into the apricot chicken. Well, I met it coming back up. And that was it. And I just couldn't tell her. I couldn't tell her. She brought me apricot chicken for the whole of my chemo. Oh, it was tough. I finished chemo on the 24th of April and I had 3 weeks off before I started radiation. On the 26th of June I was done, so that was the first half of 2008, and I finished my treatment. Since then I have had 3 monthly visits to the oncologist. I'm still clear. I used to think, well, if I get to 5 years I'll be doing all right. And then I went to radiation one day and Jane McGrath had died. And my goodness, didn't we all look at each other very hard then? Because she was our age, she'd had cancer before, it came back, she'd had all the treatment we were having. And I was reminded of Dad, who said when a few old mates of his started dying, Dad's 82, oh, probably shouldn't have told you that, when a few of his old mates started dying, he said, "Geez, mate, I'm starting to feel like one of those old wethers in the catching pen at shearing time. I'm pressing back into the corner." And that was how I was feeling when Jane McGrath died. And I read that she had a recurrence of her breast cancer, or a cancer, in her 6th year. And that's when I thought, stuff the milestones. Don't count. Just live.